Good evening everyone and welcome to the ERA Ultimate Consumer Seminar. Tonight, we explore a key question. Is the core central region still undervalued? Long known for its prestige and prime location, CCR remains one of Singapore's most sought after areas. But with shifting market trends, are there overlooked opportunities for buyers and investors? Let's find out. But before we begin, here's a quick disclaimer. While every effort has been made to ensure the accuracy of the information shared today, no responsibility will be taken for any loss or inconvenience caused by errors or omissions. The principles, opinions, examples, and information presented are for reference and educational purposes only. The property market is dynamic. Please consult a trusted ERA advisor when making any property-related decisions. For our seminar this evening, we are honoured to have two esteemed speakers who will be sharing what's happening in the CCR market and why the current prices still have potential growth. Our first speaker, he is our CEO and has almost 3 decades of experience in the real estate industry. Being a millionaire realtor and investor himself, he has built a personal portfolio of residential and commercial assets, testifying to his experience and success in the property market. Next, our Executive Director of Agency, Chen. With 22 years of experience, he will be uncovering why Aurea is the project to watch. Without further ado, let's welcome our CEO of ERA Singapore, ERA Asia Pacific, and APAC Realty, Mr. Marcus Chew, to kickstart this seminar this evening.
Thank you everyone for attending today's ERA Ultimate Consumer Seminar. Today's Ultimate Consumer Seminar is titled CCR Undervalued. Is it true? I'm going to touch on 3 property trends in 2025 that will probably answer these questions whether CCR is undervalued. Firstly, I will talk about the lots of opportunity in the new home segment. Then, I will also talk about the scarcities of homes in central area. And third trends that I will talk about is the undervalued CCR homes to catch up with RCR and OCR in 2025. Okay, let's deep dive into trend number 1. Lots of opportunities in the new home segment. So, where are we exactly in the property time clock? And what is a property time clock? Assuming we have a clock that tells us where is the property market right now, whether is it boom time, down time, or recovery time, where are we exactly right now? So let's take a look at how a property time clock look like. Well, it looks like this. From 12 to 3 o'clock, it's like slow down. That's where affordability is a crisis and oversupply of property. From 3 to 6 o'clock, that's where slump time is all about, with falling home valuations and also more seller than buyers. From 6 to 9 o'clock, with increasing rents and falling interest rate, that's where recovery phase of the property time clock. And then from 9 to 12 o'clock, where there are more buyers than seller and rising valuations of property, that's called boom time. So where are we in the Singapore property time clock? And how would this mean to your home value? Last year, I did an interview with HProp, and I said that 2025 will be boom time for the property market. So to me, Singapore property market is currently at the end of the recovery phase of property time clock. And we are moving into boom time in 2025. And this is what I've explained. Expect 2025 to be a boom year for real estates. So as we reflect, last year in 2024, we have seen record home prices. And actually, the high is not the highest yet. If you were to reflect all the way back to post-COVID, which is sometime in 2021, it is where the bottom of the market where the home price recovers and shot up. So prior to that, that is where the slump time, where the market actually has go through a phase of corrections and also faces the challenges of the unprecedented COVID-19. So to put it into perspective, actually last year is the end phase of recovery. And now, 2025, to me, we are moving into a boom phase. So that's where 9 to 12 o'clock of the property time clock. So let me further explain. 2025 will be a year where there will be lots of new homes opportunity. The new launch projects will make up a large proportions of transactions. Why do I say that? Because in 2025, the number of supplies for resale property, in this case, new resale home supply, which represents the number of newly completed condominiums. It stands at 5,003, which is a 4 years low since 2021. So this represents a low tide in terms of new resale units supply, as compared to the number of new launch units that is made available for launching this year in 2025, plus the existing new launch units that has launched and have not sold yet, is equivalent to 19,600, which is almost 4 times that of the new resale home supply. So, as what we have observed in the property market, every unit of new launch that is presented to the market will be sold within that ABST period for developer. So which means it will experience 100% sold out within 5 years of its launch. What this means is if there is more new launch units into the market, there will be more transactions. So we will forecast that 2025 will have more new launch transactions as compared to 2024. And if we look at the numbers of new launch, it is estimated to be more than 14,000 units that's available in 2025. This is double the number of launch that is presented in 2024. So this means the number of transactions in the new home market will double that of last year if the same take-up rates persist. So what about the current interest rate situation? Will that affect on the property market? Now, it is expected that this year there will be fewer rate cuts as opposed to what was previously forecast by most market analysts. So as few as 2 times rate cuts in 2025 as opposed to 4 times rate cuts previously. So what will this mean to the property owner and property purchaser? It means that the holding cost, which is the financing cost, which is interest rate, if it's higher for longer, means homeowners have to pay higher interest rates. Similarly, if you intend to buy a property, you will also have to consider that the cost of borrowing is higher. So whenever there is a decision by the Fed to cut rates, we observe that the property market responded favorably to that rate cuts. Because when there is a Fed rate cut, it will also mean that mortgage rates will move down So over the past 3 rate cuts that we have seen in 2024, every rate cuts has brought about more take-up rates for new launches. Take, for example, the first rate cut in September 2024. The take-up rates for Mayer Blue and Norwood Grand has actually increased. And the second rate cuts in November 2024, the take-up rates of Emerald of Katong, Chuan Park, and Nava Grove has also experienced very good take-up rates. And after the third rate cuts in December 2024, we have also seen the effects spilling over to 2025 new launch, such as the Aurea and Wagner House. So this year, even though it's not 4 rate cuts, it's 2 rate cuts, it will also means that the effects of good take-up rates of new launches will continue whenever there is that rate cuts. So how will this means to buyers of property? I tell you what, whether there is higher interest rate, it doesn't really affect the new home sales market. Why do I say so? Because new homes progressive payment schemes mitigates the effects of interest costs during the construction phase of the projects. So this case study is basing on a $3 million property with the buyer taking up a loan of 30 years and based on 75% LTV, that is loan to value. If we do a comparisons between buying a new home or a resale, it shows that the new home cumulative interest paid over the construction phase of 3 years is $110,000. Whereas over the same period of time, for resale home, the buyers have to fork out more costs in interest, as much as double what the buyers need to pay for new home. So to put it in perspective, it really means that new homes buyers will have an advantage during a higher for longer interest rate environment. Next, it's about headlines that we've seen in the media. Chinese New Year have just passed, and every Chinese New Year, the media's headlines is about slow sales. I would say that 2025 is of no difference, even though the data in February 2025 is not out yet. But then, after Chinese New Year, the sales will pick up. Because after all the festive seasons, people get back into that shopping sprees or buying sprees for home. We will see more demands and higher price acceptance. So 2023, during Chinese New Year, the property price is at this level. But at the end of the year, the property price have risen. So similarly in 2024, we have seen price raise from Chinese New Year time towards the end of the year, price have risen. So trend line shows that there will be price increase after Chinese New Year. So we have just finished Chinese New Year. What this means is price will be on the uprise from now onwards. Trend number 2. Let me talk about the scarcities of homes in central area. So in Singapore, there is about 341,000 condo units as at right now, island-wide. So out of that 341,000 units, 53,000 are situated in the central area, which represents about 15% of island-wide stocks. So these limited supplies of homes are situated in the central locations. And that's why it's called core central region, where all the prime properties are. Only 15%. The rest of the 85% is spread across the island in the rest of the core region and outside core region, in short, RCR and OCR. And if we look at the last 5-year distribution of new launch units supply, it is very interesting distribution, which I would like to share with you, that CCR new home launches over the last 5 years from 2020 to 2024 is also about 15%, just like the island-wide distribution. Whereas RCR and OCR represents the other 85%. And that's the last 5 years. But this year, in 2025, the number of launches in CCR have actually increased to 32.8%, which represents double the amount in terms of the distribution of launch unit in the different regions. So I would say this year, 3,006 number of units in CCR versus the last 5 years of 4,009 units in CCR is actually a year where we see lots of opportunity in the core central region. So where is core central region? Well, these are the districts under the core central region CCR. They are District 9, which is the Orchard Kent Hill River Valley, District 10, Tanglin Bukit Timah Holland area, District 11, Thomson, Novena, Nanyang and Wharton area, and District 1, Boat Quay, Raffles Place, Marina Bay, Cecil, and District 2, Anson, Tanjong Pagar, District 4, Sentosa, District 6, High Street City Hall, and District 7, Middle Road and Golden Mile, Bugis. So if you take a look at the map itself, this area that is represented by the orange color are properties in District 9, 10, 11. So the downtown area and the core central region is situated in this area that is denoted by the blue color. So these are the properties that is in 1, 2, 6, and 7. And of course, Sentosa is in District 4. So we can see that the area that is zoned under District 1, 2, 6, and 7 is pretty small, all right, as per the same size like Sentosa. But there are more districts here. Okay, so District 7 is one of the core central region. And today, in this Ultimate Consumer Seminar, we are sharing with you information about a new launch that is known as Aurea. And Aurea is the only new launch in District 7 since 2020, which is the last 5 years. So the last project that was launched is actually in 2019, and that is Midtown Modern. And it have just received its completion, which is TOP, last year. So this project has actually sold at a median price of $3,292, with the highest price achieved of $4,783 per square foot. So the rest are the older developments that represents all District 7 condominiums. Let me explain further about this location in the District 7. Actually, there is no private residential GLS sites near Beach Road. And where Aurea is situated, the land parcels that is surrounding these areas are actually not under any plan yet. All right, let me expand this. These are the reserve sites that is not allocated for any use yet. So there's no immediate private residential GLS near Beach Road except for Aurea, which is now the latest and the newest project available. Next, let me talk about trend number 3. Undervalued homes in CCR to catch up with RCR and OCR in 2025. So to illustrate our points here is, let's shift from homes to car. So assuming you are looking for a car, a brand new car, would you consider buying a Mercedes? Or would you consider buying a Toyota? Or maybe you have some other brands in mind. Just let's say you are deciding whether you want to go for either a Mercedes at 480,000 or a Toyota at 260,000. Which is your choice? Some of us here may feel that a car just bring me from point A to point B. So it's okay whatever car that I buy as long as it's affordable, something that is value for money. So you may want to go for a Toyota. But some of you here may want something that is of higher tier, better brand, and at the same time, better comfort, or better prestige. You want to go for something like the Mercedes-Benz, but you have to pay more for it. So, but then you don't mind because it's quality versus price. You want to go for a Mercedes-Benz, so you don't mind paying more. All right? So, different perspective of why you buy different cars. Now, picture this. What if the dealers of Mercedes and Toyota come up with a super car sales, and instead of selling you the original price, they have adjusted the price by as follows. The Mercedes price of 480,000 has dropped to 415,000, and the Toyota price have increased from 260,000 to 415,000. Same price for both cars. Which car will you be buying if you intend to buy one of them? The decisions is very clear. It's both quality and price match. So this is where I'm coming from. If CCR is a place that has its prestige, that has its quality, that also have a very attractive entry price, the decisions of anchoring yourself into CCR is very real. Let's take a look at the current market price. This is the narrowing price gap between regions for new home over the past 10 years. As you can see, prices of CCR has been appreciating, prices of RCR home have been appreciating, and prices of OCR home have also been appreciating. But in 2024, to now the second month of 2025, there is a drop in terms of CCR home to even below that of RCR home. Can you believe it? And as for CCR and OCR home, the gap has also narrowed, which makes the price of CCR home very attractive and affordable. So let's take a look at the new launches price growth over the last 5 years from 2020 to 2024. CCR experienced a price growth of 26.4%, whereas RCR home experienced a price growth of 43.7%, and OCR home experienced a price growth of 42.2%. So it really means that CCR home have not appreciated so much, whereas RCR home and OCR home have risen quite a lot. Let me show you project in specific, most recent launches. In the CCR location, projects that is like the Collective at 1 Sophia and 1 Vernon, they are selling at median price of 2007 plus and highest price achieved of 2009 to 3003 per square foot. Whereas for RCR home, the average, the median price ranges from 2007, similar to CCR, and even higher at 3001 plus. And the highest price achieved have crossed 3007 and $3,000. So does it make CCR and RCR looks like similar price? And for OCR, prices have also risen as strong as RCR. Median price stands at 2001 plus to 2005. And highest price achieved, guess what? It have crossed 2007, equivalent to the median price for CCR. So this is where I'm coming from. CCR is currently undervalued. And if we dive into this Beachroad CCR project known as Aurea, it is going to launch at a starting price of $2,750 per square foot. If you take a look at what was launched in Beachroad area back about 10 years ago, the launch price is about $1,008. So right now, starting price $2,750. Comparing this new launch in CCR to a most recent launch in RCR location in Toa Payoh, the median price that is launched in 2016 is $1,005. And now, the launch price have surpassed $2,007 median price. And the highest achieved price has even crossed $3,000. So this makes CCR a super value buy or undervalue propositions for you. So I've concluded the 3 property trends that defines why CCR is the right choice, and at the same time, why Aurea is so attractive. And I would like to pass on to Executive Director of Agency, Chen. Thank you so much. Over to you, Chris.
Thank you, Marcus. So now we have an idea that the CCR currently is undervalued versus OCR and RCR. But let us deep dive into the CCR area and look at what are the possible investment tools or properties that you can consider. So of course, now we know that we'll be launching this Aurea, which is the Golden Mile Singapore currently. And we want to invite you to come and take a look. But I know you also have some doubts about should you spend a bit of time taking a look at Aurea. So let me gather some of the data and I will show you why you must come into our show flat during this preview period. And you will know that Aurea is a very value buy property, right? So basically, I have compiled three main reasons why Aurea. Okay, and these reasons, I'm not talking about things that we're trying to make up. These are real, true reasons that we believe that after hearing from my sessions today, you will know that, hey, Aurea is a property that we should seriously consider, right? The first reason is that the CCR development at OCR price or even RCR price. What do I mean by this? So just now, when Marcus showed the information to you, you realize that there are certain plots of CCR currently that is out of mind from a lot of investors. And with the data shown, you now know that CCR has value buy. But why Aurea? Okay, so looking at the latest launches in RCR and OCR, you know that the per square foot done, okay, I just repeat these, it ranges from as high as 2,009, 3,000, and above 3,000, even 3,500 over per square foot done for RCR and OCR properties, the new launches here. And if we look at the price for Aurea, okay, you will be surprised that actually for a CCR property, we are starting from 2,750 per square foot. So 2,750. That is the starting price of something in CCR. And we are not talking about just one unit. There are a few categories that 2,009, 3,000, 2,800 for 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms, and even for the 4 bedrooms type that we have for Aurea. So, of course, this is the starting price. There is a range to it. But even looking at this, if you go up to 2008, 2009, or close to $3,000 per square foot for certain units in Aurea, it is still a very, very good value comparing with OCR and RCR properties. Am I right? Now, so these units that we're looking at, okay, even though some of them may not have the water view that Aurea has, but actually Aurea facilities is span across the whole building. So at level 33, we have a pool that you will see the whole Kallang Basin with the waterway and the sea as well, right? So this is CCR Aurea prices comparing with OCR and RCR prices. But let's look at what is the prices that is transacted now in CCR, which is the neighbors of Aurea. So if you look at this, the highest per square foot done is above $6,000 per square foot. 3,000, 4,000, 6,000, these are real transactions done in this area here. So for Aurea, I believe that for a very prime unit that has a full water view, you may be above $3,000 per square foot. Okay, but even at, to me, even at $3,500 or even at $3,008 per square foot, or even above, below $4,000 per square foot, to me it is still a very good deal. Because look at these transactions here. A lot of these projects that we have, they do not have a very nice waterway view, okay, like Aurea that we can provide. Okay, so looking at the price point, just the price point alone, you realize Aurea being in CCR is a very, very undervalued property. Okay, so jokingly, you know, I discussed with developer. I said, hey, how come you price it at this range? They said that, well, they believe that a good property should be enjoyed by as many people as possible. Okay, and so that's why they have a range of prices for Aurea, right? So that's why they do it this way. So, but this price that I just mentioned for Aurea, it is not forever. It is limited to the early bird, which is during now until the preview, which the booking day is on the 8th of February. This is the special price that our developer has promised to give to our interested buyer like you. Okay, so that's why you must come and take a look. Okay, so first point is price. Aurea is selling currently a CCR property, but at RCR or even OCR price for new launches, right? Now, second pointers. So what is important about second pointers is that Aurea is one and only. Okay, so now, I know that there are many projects that we have in Singapore that talk about conservation's element in the development. Okay, but typically, most of them that we have is a clubhouse. So let's say we have a colonial clubhouse, a building, used to be someone's home, and now it's part of this development. So we put that in as a clubhouse, and we have this conservation element to it. But it's just a landed house that become a clubhouse. But for Aurea, Do you know that this is the first mega conservation building, okay, that is approved by government to be gazetted as conservation? And I don't know whether you follow the story of Golden Mile Complex or not. This wasn't initialized by the government to be conserved. In fact, when the public talk about en bloc for Golden Mile Complex, that is where public starts to write in. To ask the government that, hey, we think, as Singaporean, as a public, we think we should conserve Golden Mile Complex. So some of us were scratching our head. Golden Mile Complex, honestly, it is not very beautiful at this moment, okay, comparing with other new buildings here. So we start to dig down into why that these publics wants Golden Mile Complex to be conserved. Then we realize, why is it so? Because the name Golden Mile, it starts from in the 90s when the government wants to build a Golden Mile. So what's a Golden Mile? Sorry. The Golden Mile is the area, the strip that government wants to become a very economic zone with shopping, businesses, offices, a very vibrant area. Well, we don't see this along Beach Road nowadays. But if I bring you back 50 years ago, do you know that our great-grandparents, our parents, okay, they used to shop at the Golden Mile. Okay, during the time, Orchard Road still mainly plantations, by the way. So, and I remember coming to Singapore as a tourist at the time in primary school, I also went to Golden Mile for shopping. And that is the only place we shop. Okay? If not, we go to People's Park Complex, which is the same era. So during that time, Golden Mile is the shopping area and the business hub of Singapore. Okay, so it's extended down all the way until Shenton Way area here. But unfortunately, as time goes by, you know, there are new malls coming up, there are new buildings coming up, so people slowly shift to other areas there, including the CBD, Orchard Road areas here. And Golden Mile Complex, it is the first government land sales. It is the first concept of live, work, play. So nowadays, every project that we launch, we talk about live, work, play, especially integrated developments, right? But Golden Mile is the first. So, and Golden Mile is also the first big-scale building that we call the brutalist design. So brutalist design, it is something very special. It's a world movement of this kind of modern design that is post-war, right? So post-war, some countries, they were trying to rebuild, okay, the country. But for Singapore, we are building a nation. Okay, so during the time, this kind of concept is very popular, but it's very difficult to build because it is minimalist. Okay, so you know that Renaissance design, classical design, those are quite common to build, but this is something that is very special, and this is the project that is at the large scale of brutalist design. So we have a group of people from Singapore that love architecture. So we want this brutalist design to be showcased and to let Singaporeans know that Singapore was a very up and coming in architectural design. We have a group of Singaporeans that wants the future generation to know that Singapore has come a long way. Okay? Because Golden Mile Complex have actually seen through the growth of Singapore until today here. And Golden Mile, being a live, work, play concept that government initialized since the 1990s, right, it is working fine. Because nowadays, like if you go to Iron Orchard, it is also a live, work, play concept. A lot of integrated development is like that. Midtown Modern, all these things here. So that's why with this much consideration, government said that yes, we should conserve Golden Mile Complex, and we want to make it back to its 50 years ago glory. Then of course, the Golden Mile Complex, now we call it the Golden Mile Singapore. It has the commercial, retail, medical offices at this building here, and next to it we built Aurea. So this whole development, conservation means that the older Golden Mile Complex, everything needs to be reinstated back to its original glory. The mosaic, the oculus windows, the staircase, we call the Naga staircase, scrap off all the additional paints or additional work that is being done and put it back to become its former glory. Right? So it's a very difficult task to be done, by the way, and it's very it's expensive, put it that way, okay? But not all developers is able to do this job. And luckily, the developer that has strong interest and experience in doing this is actually two developers that combine. One is Perennial. Okay, so Perennial, they are very famous for their very exclusive and high-end properties, including Capitol with Eden Residences as well. Okay, and also Far East Organization. So Far East Organization being the Singapore largest developer, they have the experience and people to work on these new projects here. So the conservations, when government knows that this consortium or two of them joining together to do a conservation plus a new building of Aurea, they said, good, we are in good hands, let's do it. But interesting, the Golden Mile has a very deep connection with a Singapore famous architect, okay, DP Architects. I think we all know about this design because their design is well known. Okay, so Golden Mile Complex was also designed and built by DP Architects back then. So now DP Architects is also taking over this role together with Lapis, which is another firm, to reinstate back Golden Mile and put in new elements and also build Aurea together. So now we have these big developments that we call the Golden Mile Singapore, which has the Golden Mile, okay, and Aurea. So just to tell you, Aurea as a residential tower, it is a brand new building. Because we do have some concerns saying that is Aurea a conserved building being reinstated? We said no, Aurea is actually a brand new building. Okay, so that's important, but Aurea will enjoy the same, if not the better connectivity to the Golden Mile, okay, which through link bridge at the second level. So it is one development by itself, okay, and you know that this is going to be very iconic. Okay, so that's why I said that the Golden Mile Singapore consists of Aurea, especially Aurea is an iconic development that is very difficult to duplicate. It's not easy for us to find another building that is spent another 50 years to have a history as culture. So to me, this development total, it has a soul to it. In Chinese, we say 灵魂, okay? So the soul to it is something that we cannot duplicate. It's just one-off. That's why I'm very happy that we make this decision to conserve this development with additional of Aurea. Okay, now the third point. When we launch projects, we talk about rejuvenations and new township nowadays. Okay, we have Tengah, we have Lentor, we have Bayshore. There are many new townships that comes out. But when we do the project study, okay, especially for Aurea, we have difficulties because for this project we have so many data for us to choose to present until if not, our deck will be about 200 pages. So Golden Mile and Aurea is situated right in the center of Singapore rejuvenation. So I'm not talking about township, I'm not talking about just one area, I'm talking about the whole Singapore, and where the country put in the most resources is this part of Singapore. Okay, why? First, if you look at the location, okay, Aurea is right in the center of the development. So when you look at the downtown CBD, we keep thinking about Marina area as the area up and coming. Yes, correct. That is part of it. It is not all. Marina area, okay, which is the CBD together with some residential there. Okay, next to it we have Marina Bay Sands. Then after that we have actually Marina Bay East that is coming up, which has a memorial and a lot of activities that the government has put in. And going up northward, we actually have the whole sports area of the Kallang Stadium Sports Hub. That is also going through a major transformation. Okay? Then we go over to the Kampong Bugis, which was residential, then the land was flattened and has been there for a long time. And now we are going to build buildings, constructions, commercial, residential at Kampong Bugis. And even coming back to Orchard area, okay, that is also something government is putting a lot of effort to rejuvenate this area here. So if I go a bit detail, Aurea is in CCR, we call the Core Central Region. Okay? And CCR is part of, together with District 1911 and part of Sentosa, this forms the CCR. And you notice that throughout all these years, government has put in a lot of activities, a lot of target into this area to make it boom. Okay? Then, but it was done during the 50 years of Singapore economic growth, right? But now it's time for us to put in more. So what are the things that's coming in here? The North-South corridor that comes down all the way from Woodlands, Tunnel, all the way until Rochor Bugis area. This is a major transformation for whole of Singapore. and which portion of Singapore will benefit the most, which is the exit, okay, which is right at Bugis, Rochor, Beach Road area, which is right at the location of Aurea. So which means that in the future, the businesses in Woodlands or even Malaysia, Johor, easily they can come down to this part of Singapore to do business. So the linkage, it opens up the whole of Singapore, even linking out to Malaysia. So that's why this is very significant. Second, if you go to the Rochor Bugis area currently, you'll notice there are a lot of construction ongoing on. Of course, the first one is the North-South corridor that's being built. But if you look at the whole of area, the Beach Road, the Rochor, there are so many constructions, okay, including Midtown, Guaco Midtown, that is being built. That is a Grade A office together with retail and residential. That have put a significant impact, okay, on this part of Singapore. Now, if you look at this map here, some of these, including Suntec Rejuvenation, is done already. But what is still ongoing now is actually Shaw Tower, which is still ongoing. Okay, and then we also have Midtown Modern, which supposedly I think is going to complete very soon this year, and that will have a lot of F&B, the linkage. Okay, so then plus the Shaw Tower itself, it is a total rebuild. Okay, so it has offices, it has retail at the below, linking together with Guaco Midtown. Okay, so from there, you cross the street, you have Duo. So Duo is also another major development that brings in a lot of activities into this part. And then further down, you will have a brand new, which is the Golden Mile Singapore. Okay, so this is what with our current eye can see. And now I'm talking about things that's going to happen from now onwards. Okay, so last year, during the national rally, Prime Minister has announced that the whole area of Tanjung Ru, Marina East, Marina South, Kampong Bugis, and Nicole, this whole section is going to have a lot of rejuvenation. So the transformation of this is going to be escalated from now onwards. Okay, and if you look at the position of the map here, Aurea is right in the center. Okay, so that's why I said that when we talk about first movers advantage, I'm not talking about one. It's a lot of activity that's ongoing here. Then the linking down to the future southern coast. Okay, it actually links from Marina East, Marina Bay area, all the way down to the Gardens by the Bay, if you know. Okay, then from Gardens by the Bay, it links down to the Marina Bay Sands, and we know that MBS is an iconic building in Singapore, and we are building our tower number 4. Okay, and that is not cheap. That is 4.5 billion. Okay, so then from there, we go to our favorite spot of National Day Parade, okay, the floating platform. So you know that the floating platform has been closed for about 1 year to 2 years now. Major transformation over there. They are building this NS Square, okay, which in the future will have a bigger scale of National Day Parade over at this area here. Very exciting, right? Then Kampong Bugis and also Kallang area, which has currently, I think, if not, have 2 residential tower there at Kampong Bugis. No longer, it will have a lot more commercial, resi, and activities in that surrounding there. Okay. Plus, the whole sports area, okay, we are going to have a brand new indoor stadium. The reason is because our capacity of indoor stadium is not enough. Remember, we have a Taylor Swift concert where it was so huge. It's a world sensation, and the so-called the current arena, the acoustic is not that fantastic. So we realized that, and we want to have more concerts. That's why we are going to have new indoor stadium. Plus, the sports schools in Woodlands is going to be shifted down to this part of Singapore. So this whole of the Kallang area is concentrated with sports, national sports. So a lot of athletics, a lot of medical for sports, all will be in this area here. Okay, then Kampong Bugis is which I just mentioned. Okay, this is a major transformation, and we also have the 5 identity corridors that the government has put in, which is like a connecting belts for our lifestyle for this area. Plus, if you look at this map here, in front of the Nicole area, together with the Tanjung Ru, there are actually many understudied plots of land. So this is what the government is trying to plan. they want to bring the most exciting developments into this part of Singapore. Okay, because why? This whole area represents Singapore. Am I right? So when people come to Singapore, when they drive from Changi Airport into our CBD here, they pass by, they can see Concourse Skyline now, they can see Marina Bay Sands. All this represents Singapore. So we, as to future-proof our 50 years or 100 years of Singapore economy, we need to show people that Singapore is progressive. And that's why governments put in a lot of effort into this part of it. Okay, so that's why, again, I'm saying that we are not talking about one rejuvenation or one township. We are talking about few together. Okay, and this is called what? It's called first mover advantage. Yes, there are some developments that is already in this part of Singapore, okay, and they are enjoying very good rental return, by the way, okay. So now, with this additional of all this awareness and funds coming in here, that's why we have a lot of future for us to be in for this investment, okay. Those I mentioned are the things that is going to happen, okay, with some happening. But looks at what is happening that we already have now for Aurea. Okay, first, MRT. Okay, so we know that Aurea is within walking distance to 2 MRT lines. The first one, the nearest, will be the Circle Line, which is Nicole Station, and the other one will be Lavender. Okay, so Lavender is east-west, and Nicole is a Circle Line. Okay, then if you look at this map here, you notice that we are in the middle of a mixture of developments of commercial, institutions, hotels, residential, mixed use, recreational, and greens. Okay, so that's why it's a good mix of plots of lands that the government and URA has already designed for this area here. Okay, then you look a little bit further. Okay, within walking distance or within MRTs or a bit of driving. Okay, you realize that all the famous iconic buildings, the live workplace concept are all here. Like for example, what? We have Esplanade, we have Suntec, we have MBS, okay? We even have our Gardens by the Bay. All these are very Instagrammable, okay? So, and Aurea is right in the heart of all these things, together with exciting events. Taylor Swift concerts, F1, casino, you name it, it's too many for me to mention this. We all know about all these things here, okay? Then how about shopping? So when we talk about neighborhood area, we talk about one neighborhood shopping mall or integrated. But in this part of Singapore, we are talking about shopping malls for us to choose, okay? Bugis Junction, MBS again, Suntec, Orchard Road, all within reach. This is the whole neighborhood of Aurea, okay? Plus dining. So I'm very curious because I just shared this story with my friends. Is that they know me living in CCR. They said, "Hey Chris, then where do you get a nice bowl of fishball noodle?" I was scratching my head. Is that living in CCR I cannot get a bowl of fishball noodle? Then I try to see. No, I go to all the hawker center, all the food court. I get as many choices as possible in versus OCR and RCR. So that's not true. So what people mean is that people when they come to CCR, sometimes they think about high-end dining, but no. This area of Singapore, you get the most local food, you get the most best Michelin star restaurants. It's a big spectrum. It's depending on your mood, whether you want to go for hawker or you want to go for Michelin star dining. Okay? Then how about culture? So you know that we are right next to Kampong Glam. Kampong Glam, that is our Sultan area. The malls, the whole of the conservation houses there, the vibes is so unique that it becomes a tourist spot. Okay? So, and MRT plays a very big part in property transactions and value to preserve, right? So when we talk about Circle Line, you notice Circle Line links up most of the other lines in Singapore. So in fact, as long as your real estate investment is on a Circle Line station, you can go everywhere in Singapore with minimum transfer. Okay? So talking about this, if you look at this, we are 2 stops to Bugis, 3 stops to downtown, 4 stops to Raffles Place, and 5 stops to Tanjong Pagar. Hey, come on. If you were to live here and you were working in this area here, you can stay on the bed until very late. You know, just 2 stops away to Bugis, maybe your office is over there. Or even you can walk down to your office. So this convenience brings us to the another sector, which is the key interchange. So I mentioned again, circle line link up to a lot of other major lines in Singapore, and every dot of this will be the key interchange. So it's the furthest you can go to, even the Jurong district is only 14 stops away, okay? And you are only 10 stops away to Changi Airport, okay? Which is very fast for our disconnection here, okay? Then talk about greens. Nowadays people like to cycle, right? So you notice that for this whole Kallang Basin, there are 9 cycling track, jogging path, pets walk that is already in place. So this is what Singaporeans living in this area are already enjoying currently. Okay, and we have the current amenities. We now have future amenities. But how about let's touch a bit about the pricing. Okay, District 7, District 9, we are side by side. District 7 and District 9, if I tell you that District 7 prices has surpassed District 9, do you believe or not? Okay, let me show you this chart here. This chart here shows you that traditionally, District 9 property prices, okay, for new launches, for new houses, is higher than District 7. Okay? But do you know that lately, District 7 new launches prices has gone above District 9. So that's why District 7 is actually our new prime. Why? District 9, mostly we get shopping. Am I right? Okay, with some offices. But District 7, it has everything. From institution to schools, to offices, to grade A offices, to shopping, to dining, to all the events are all in District 7. Okay, so to me, District 7 is a little bit forgotten. Okay, because people keep thinking that this area is old, but with what I just presented to you, you know that in the future, District 7 is going to be very, very exciting. Okay, now, rentability. Okay, even because of all these businesses that's happening here, District 7 has one of the highest rental yield that you can get in Singapore. I'm not joking, this is true facts. In fact, something other joke is that even some very old properties like Textile Center, they are getting a 4.7% rental return. Okay? Or even the lowest one is above 3. But you know that some other areas, we are getting about 1 to 2% rental return. That is a true fact. But District 7, another thing that you don't see here that we know is that the interval between tenants is very short because we always have people trying to rent properties in this area, but it's not enough. That's the reason why the government wants to rejuvenate and bring in people to live back into downtown area, especially in CCR and especially in District 7. So there is a reason for government to do so. Okay? I hope you have a good idea about this here. Now, let me just spend a bit of time about the development itself, okay? Because I do not want to share too much. I want you to personally visit our showroom, okay, of Aurea, and that you will see the big scale model and how we are going to reinstate back the Golden Mile into its glory and all those things here. So, but I want to highlight to you a few things, okay? First thing first, because we are in this area, what you get the most is the view, okay? And it's a mixed development. We have commercial, we have medical suites, we have retail, we have residence. So it's a totally live, work, play concept that we have here. But I'm sad to say, we only have 188 units of Aurea to sell to our public, okay? Because that is the most that we can build. So there's only 188 chances for you to own a unit in Aurea. Okay, so because of this, you see, so there are two facings. Aurea being a high-rise 40-over-story building, you get very nice view, be it city view or be it the waterway view. Let me show you a few of the views here. This is the multi-million-dollar view, okay, that you will see, okay, for those of you who have bought a unit that is this facing, this is your daily view. But for some of you who are buying the city view facing, okay, but you will still get to see this view because we have facilities that span across the building. Okay, so not necessary that you spend a lot of money for this view, okay, but you still get to enjoy it. Okay, so you can see Marina Bay Sands, Singapore Flyers, Tanjong Rhu, our indoor stadium. Okay, and on this side here you will see the economy of Singapore. The whole downtown is presented in front of you, and you know that the fireworks from here is very nice. Okay, every year you will see fireworks from this angle here, right? And from the night view, okay, the whole project is very elegantly designed, especially by DP Architect. So the linear of lines, the level of gardens, where to put the infinity swimming pool, everything is very well thought. And I have seen the show flat myself. The quality itself is very, very good. Okay? There are certain designs that you may not know, but like for example, 2 bedrooms, we have a nook kitchen. Nook kitchen means that it is enclosable, even for a 2 bedroom. Okay? And for the 2 bedroom, we do not have balconies. So the sizes that we mentioned, they are all built in. So it's very, very good size for us to live in this part of the city here. And it comes with level 2 of private dedicated drop-off area with concierge greetings for you. Then it has a level 3 of the infinity pool that overlooking the Kallang Basin. Okay. Then we have our indoor dining, indoor guest rooms. Okay. Then we also have our higher floors, mid-floor dining that overlooking at the bay itself. Then we have our level 33 of the infinity pool that you will just see swimming pool water, Kallang Basin water, Singapore Sea. 3 levels of water for you to enjoy. Okay, so this will be the views that is taken from higher levels for you to see. So from our signature collection, you will get unobstructed views. You know, again, you will see the Kallang Stadium. Then you will see the Singapore Arena, the sports hubs, and of course, our pinnacle units. You will get this very nice evening view of sunset and overlooking the downtown Singapore skyline. Okay, so just to recap, the 3 pointers that I just first mentioned. Okay, Aurea, it is really, really priced to sell. Okay, no doubt about this. Okay, second, it is extremely unique because of its character of conserve, large scale conserve, and being in this location. And third, with Singapore government putting in all the efforts and funds into this part of Singapore to represent Singapore, we are definitely at the first mover advantage at this current moment here. So that's why I do not want you to miss out of this golden opportunity to own something in CCR currently. Okay? We do not know how long this CCR price will maintain, by the way. Okay? But now it is at this price. So I do want to see you at our showroom, okay, which is now open. Okay? Make an appointment with our ERA agents, any one of them. Okay? We will showcase to you what do I mean by this. I am very passionate and I love this property a lot. So that's why when you talk, you also can see me love this development. And I want to show you at the show flat because you will see me there as well, right? So that's why thank you all for listening for today's session. I know it's a long hours for here, but I hope you don't miss out this opportunity. And finally, I want to see you and thank you for spending your time with us for today. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Marcus and Chris, for your valuable insights. If you would like to learn more about Aurea, our ERA trusted advisors are here to help. Feel free to connect with them and book your exclusive show flat appointment. They will be more than happy to assist. Also, stay updated on our latest seminars and market insights by following us on our social media. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you at our next Ultimate Consumer Seminar. Have a great evening.